Thank you, Sheila. 20 years ago, Dr. Wen-Ho Lee pleaded guilty to one count of improper handling computer files, and the government dropped the other 58 counts of charges. Dr. Lee is a nuclear physicist from Taiwan and a former employee of the Los Alamos National Laboratory. A federal grand jury indicted him on charges of stealing secrets about the U.S. nuclear arsenal in December 1999. However, federal investigators were unable to prove these accusations. After being jailed, solitary confinement without bail for 278 days, Dr. Lee was released on September 13, 2000. In addition to announcing the verdict, George James Parker issued a statement apologizing to Dr. Lee for being led astray by the executive branch of our government. A story that has not been told to the public until recently is a visit led by a committee of 100 founder I.M. Pei to the New York Times editorial board. It led to an unprecedented internal review and the New York Times apology that its March 1999 report might have propelled an overzealous prosecution by the Justice Department. In 2006, Brian Sun and a team of Jones Day lawyers obtained a landmark $1.6 million settlement against the US government. More cases like this one happened repeatedly over the past 20 years. Are these isolated cases? Andy King is a Korean-American attorney. He conducted an analysis of over 100 cases involving almost 200 individual defendants between 1997 and 2015. He found the percentage of people of Chinese descent charged under the Economical Espionage Act had tripled since 2009. Furthermore, convicted defendants of Asian descent received sentences over twice as severe as those of other ethnic groups. The most alarming finding is 22% of people of Asian descent charged with economic espionage were never convicted of espionage. In the past couple of years, National Institute of Health and the FBI launched a large-scale investigation of Chinese American scientists. FBI Director Christopher Wray testified at the Senate in February 2018. The China threat is a whole of society threat. They use non-traditional collectors, especially in the academic setting. Professors, scientists, students across every discipline. Therefore, it takes a whole of society response from the US. In August 2018, FBI held an unprecedented gathering at the Texas Medical Center in Houston. FBI won over 100 top leaders of Texas academic and medical institutions. The security threat from foreign adversaries. This was supposed to be the first step in an initiative to be replicated around the country. However, even before that, the Asian American community had been filled with rumors and fear. Half years later, in August 2018, Dr. Ke-Ping Xie, a former MD Anderson Cancer Center researcher, was arrested on allegations of possession of child pornography images. 3 months later, a grand jury declined to indict Dr. Xie, but the career of a top researcher was already ruined. The community was kept in the dark until April 2019, when Chronicle and Science magazine jointly published an exclusive report on the investigation and expel of Asian American senior researchers at the MD Anderson Cancer Center. Then we learned that in December 2017, the MD Anderson Cancer Center voluntarily turned over 10 years of emails of 23 employees to FBI. By April 2019, a number of senior MD Anderson Cancer Center researchers had already resigned or retired. However, no one at the Texas Medical Center in Houston was ever being charged for espionage. Most noticeable were Dr. Xifeng Wu, former chair of epidemiology department, and Dr. Minqi Hong, former vice president for basic research. After being put on administrative leave and cut off from her research team for over a year, Dr. Wu is now the dean of the School of Public Health and the vice president of the second affiliate hospital of Zhejiang University in China. Dr. Hong went back to Taiwan and is now the president of the China Medicine University. These were the top scientists that China and Taiwan had been trying to recruit for years, but unsuccessfully. Now the US government helped them to accomplish what they could not have done by themselves. In November 2018, Attorney General announced the China Initiative, which was designed to prevent and punish illegal technology transfer to China. According to one of the 5 US attorneys in charge of the China Initiative, all the Southern Talents Program does is induce people doing research in the United States to come to China and help them do the same research by offering them money. And that's not illegal per se. You can do that. However, Attorney General urged organizations to look out for individuals with divided loyalty, whether due to their participation in the Southern Talents Program or otherwise. FBI Director Christopher Wray said, the Bureau has more than 2,000 active investigations that link back to the Chinese government. According to an attorney who has been retained by more than 24 scientists from universities and research facilities over the country, the government is investigating and criminalizing what amount to paperwork errors. In none of his cases, there is an allegation that an improper transfer of research or technology has occurred. These professors are all involved in fundamental research and publish their findings when completed. Failing to correctly fill out a conflict of interest form should not be deemed a federal offense. Last month, Asian American Advancing Justice, AAJC and ALC, filed an amicus brief in support of Dr. Frankenthal's to show opposition to the increased effort by the US government to profile and target Chinese American scientists. The brief was supported by 26 additional nonprofit organizations, including United Chinese Americans. The hearing of Dr. Tao's case starts on October 1st. This could be a paradigm case that I would encourage everyone to follow and show support. Thank you, Sheila.